I've moved this pretty significant spawn of ancestors. They're getting a little size to them, starting to grow up some, and it's time to move them to a larger tank. So I've moved them over here to this tin, and they've got their zucchini and they've got an inside filter going back there. But the amount of food that this many fish eat, they're going to make a mess. So I've got to get a second filter in here. I don't like to do outside filters on these kind of fish because they tend to get stuck into tubing and go up into the filter, and they just make a mess. You'll end up killing some of them. I like to use either inside sponge or inside box filters. And since we had some Thai food the other day, I got some great containers, and I thought I'd show you how to make some really nice inside box filters that are basically reusing the plastic and reusing old stuff you've got laying around. If you're like me, you've got quite a collection of these old sponge filter parts. The sponges themselves have long since rotted away, and you've hung on to these things going, wow, these are going to be really valuable one day. Well, I'm going to show you what you can do with them, because these are my little, I think this was coconut soup, maybe some kind of Chinese soup or whatever, but these are a real heavy plastic. These are really nice containers. I'm going to show you how to make inside filters with them. Alright, I've got two of them here, so I'm going to see if I can make two at the same time. You've got to get holes in them. So there's my holes. Here's something for me to drill into. And I've got a drill bit here that is big enough to cover, as you can see, it needs to be able to cover your tubing with your second tube. If you look, you see that'll just fit. So that's going to be the hole that I drill right in the middle. So there's that hole. See, that'll fit in there very nicely. Now for the rest of the intake, we've got to drill a whole bunch more holes. I want to go with a little smaller, not a whole lot, but somewhat smaller. It's going to be more of a standard looking drill bit. If I can get it open enough to get it in. Wow, maybe I can't. Amazing. Okay, now we're going to want to drill, probably do these singly. We're going to want to drill the holes for the water intake. And of course, if you want to get the water in, you're going to have to drill a lot of these holes. I think my drill may die before I get them all done. Should have charged it up some. You may want to put a pattern or something on there. I'm kind of a slob on these things. I don't really care. I just want holes. Lots of holes. Because that's going to be the water intake. Alright, let's see how this one's looking. If you push it through a little further, it'll clean them up better. But I can snatch them off, and whatever it is will just catch gook even better. So now you're going to take your container and this is the old base to a sponge filter. That'll give us some weight. And I'm going to take some filter floss, put in here, and make sure that fits. Take some filter floss and put in here. It's going to need a little bit more weight than that floss gives me, so I've got some rocks. You can use bigger rocks, smaller rocks. This is what I happen to see on the shelf there beside me. So I'm going to put them in for weight. They'll also give you do some filtering. Now I'm going to put my filter floss in. Alright, so get the filter floss in. Now we're going to work this part in. Snap this top on. Going to grab some tubing. Hook it up here to my airline. And there's our little filter. So let's get it in the tank and see how it's going to look. And there you go. One functioning, homemade inside filter. Some gravel, part to an old sponge filter, and the plastic container itself comes from coconut soup or wonton soup from either the Thai or Chinese restaurant. So there's not an excuse for you to not get a couple of filters in a lot of these tanks that are getting dirty. So I'm going to go ahead and get this other one finished and get it over in another tank. And that's my how to make your own inside filters. Quick and easy. Thank you for watching. Please be sure and subscribe so you get notifications when I put some more of these videos up. And over at Grow and Eat This is where I put my gardening videos. So enjoy. Thank you very much. Here's the filter after about 24 hours. As you can see, it's pulling a lot of junk down into it, and look up on the top, all those little holes are sucking in the nasty stuff, and of course there's one of the little critters trying to get inside the filter, but since I put the floss up tight there, he can't get down in there, yet the filter is still managing to pull the dirt all the way down into the filter. So this thing is quite a success, and you know you're going to want to make these. So thank you for watching.